Hello, hello, hello. Today's February 24th, 2024. That's also a cool date to write out. 2/24/24. I don't know. Something about my OCD brain makes it tick. I already starting the video off with a controversial proposition, but let's talk about something a bit less controversial. Don't click away. I think this is pretty cool stuff. I just wanted to talk about music today. I don't really talk about music journal in the journals. Normally, I talk about music in a more crafted out, well thought out video, but I think this fits here. I often find myself gravitating towards music for inspiration and motivation. I think that is what many of us do. I'm not unique in that sense, but whether it be for self confidence, creativity, or just to keep going on in life, I like music that kind of feeds into those things. I can enjoy music that is I don't know, just fun to listen to, but most of the time I'm looking for things like this. Self-confidence, creativity, or just to keep going on in life. Um, and I think that's enough justification for that. Um, you'll see that me saying that is kind of ironic in just a second here, but Supersonic by Oasis does all three of these things for me. Not only do I think it's creative, but it gives me a boost of self confidence, and it also sort of enables me to keep going on in life the way that I want to do it. And while the song was written by Noel Gallagher, Liam Gallagher's the typical lead singer for Oasis. His punk rock inflections, they're very stereotypical, and I think they become synonymous with alternative rock in the 90s. But right at the beginning of the track, he's just, I need to be myself. I couldn't be no one else. Along with the confident electric guitar. I'm not the greatest musical analyst, but nonetheless, like the beginning of this song, as the drums are coming in and everything is setting up, and then he says that, it's just like, I don't know, he's coming out of like this place of confusion with this notion, and he's so certain about it. I don't know, it's awesome. But it gets me ready to rock. It gets me ready to believe in myself again. Like, if I turn this on and I'm tired, or if I'm having doubts about myself, it usually does lift me up. Like, I can't lie. I don't know if that sounds pathetic, but I don't really care. Like, I think that's sort of what this song is trying to do in a way. It gets reinforced by later on in the song. You need to find a way for what you want to say, but before tomorrow. And then I've written down an ellipsis because obviously there are more lyrics. But this applies a lot to me. As someone who is often uncertain about this precarious thing called life, right? Like, I don't know, it's so loose, it's so uncertain, and I just love the reminder that we need to find out soon. That we need to find a way for what we want to say. And, even me saying this right now, it kind of feels gratifying that I'm finding a way for what I want to say by doing this, by making this video. I think that's kind of cool. It's almost a full circle movement happening right now, live, as you watch this. But, after all, life is ephemeral. It's fleeting. And that's why we need to find out before tomorrow. It's sort of the whole appeal about authenticity. Realizing that, there's never going to be a right time for you to do X. And I talked about this tomorrow, but it's sort of just, I guess, the vein that I've struck recently. I'm not sure, but I don't know. The whole appeal to authenticity is the fact that life is uncertain and you don't want to die with regrets. I think that is the most basic outline of the attempt at living an authentic life, and it's behind much of what we've seen even in civil rights movements, but I don't need to go political. I've never looked that much into this song, into the background of it. You know, what did the artist have in mind and all that? Where was it recorded? But Noel Gallagher, the lyricist here, considers it the I Am the Walrus, which is a song by the Beatles, released in 67 or 66. One of the two. And he calls it the I Am the Walrus of the 90s. And while that's bold, I'm happy with with the comparison, right? Like, I Am the Walrus for me is a song that shows John Lennon at the absolute height of his powers. It's sort of like a dare almost, like John's daring us to like the song that means absolutely nothing. And I don't know, it's a cool artistic endeavor from the Beatles that is legendary. Definitely check it out if you haven't listened to it before. But you know, in this sense, it's music unperturbed with anything other than developing itself, much like the Beatles' music at the time of I Am the Walrus, right? Like, they had enough of catering to the fans, and you know, while that's selfish in a way, it's an important artistic development to make music or make art for yourself, you know, instead of worrying about what others want to see. And if that's what Noel had in mind, you know, a lot of the lyrics are nonsensical. I know a girl called Elsa. She's into Alka-Seltzer. All these sorts of lyrics are going on throughout the song. And in that way, it is reminiscent to I Am the Walrus, because it's just... This song might be a tad bit more pointed with the lyrics I talked about earlier. I don't think John's really offering any philosophical claims in I Am the Walrus, necessarily. I don't know, I'd have to take a look at the lyrics again, but it's just the fact that the music is... Let me take a sip of my Sprite. The music itself is just a symbolic thing. It's a symbolic reminder that, to a certain extent, on a certain level, you have to be concerned with what matters most to you. And these tracks are concerned with themselves, and so it's an extremely individualistic position that the songs take up. But I don't know. Aaron Starkey, who's a writer for Far Out magazine, labels it as a triumphant call to arms for those wanting self-determination. And even if the lyrics are nonsensical, I think it's pretty easy to get that idea out of this song. It doesn't really take digging. But, I don't know, a song like this and a song like I Am the Walrus are songs that, for me, prove that lyrics aren't everything as well. Right? Like, the song's more about emotion and just obtaining this feeling through the music. And I could talk about artists like Playboi Carti, but I think that would probably make a lot of people dismissive of what I'm trying to say here, perhaps. But I don't know. Are the lyrics of I Am the Walrus impressive? Maybe in like a comedic way, or a way like, I don't know how he came up with this, but they're not impressive in terms of what it means to be a beautiful love song, like another Beatles song, Something. You know what I mean? It's not like that in any way. So, yeah, How to Be Supersonic. Listen to Supersonic by Oasis, and maybe get yourself some gin and tonic, I suppose. Today's been, you know, if you have never watched Journal before, sometimes I have a topic, sometimes I don't, but either way, I end up talking about my day, or just, you know, what's going on. today's been a bit of a recovery day for me. Last night I celebrated my friend's birthday, and it was a bit of a harder night than normal. But I've still got to find a way, hint hint, to go and hit legs today. We'll see. I don't think it'll be the best leg day, but I'll try to make it happen. And other than that, I don't have a whole lot going on today. I thought I had homework, but it looks like my professor hasn't even posted it yet. Which is kind of disappointing because I believe it's due Monday, and today's Saturday, so that's not good. Yeah. I hope you've had a good Saturday. It's a weekend, so do what you want to do, I suppose, and listen to Supersonic. I'll leave it at this. Peace and love. Oops. Peace and love.